What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombies. So it's Monday, back on the grind. Not only that, but it's also October 1st, which means that while the rest of the world is gearing up for pumpkin spice lattes, I'm just over here hanging out with little Doge for Dogetober. Yep, that's right. I said it. So, moving on, having a look at the charts today, we do see that there is some red, a lot of red with XRP. Obviously, they had a massive run-up recently. We're all very aware of that. If we have a look, though, we have seen a $2 billion hit in the markets since this morning, since I just woke up. Bitcoin relatively stable around that $6,500 mark. Bitcoin dominance pulling down to around 51.6%. If we have a big let's look at the biggest gainers of the day. Odyssey is up almost 25%. Verge, 7. Nem, Siacoin, Icon, Wanchain, Zcoin, Dogecoin, Dropple, IOST, and of course TrueUSD, but that's a stable coin, so we're not going to count that. If we have a look at our little wedge we have going over here, we see that we are still finding ourselves right here, so we will see what happens with that. Now, what's going on? Well, today we are beginning the Ripple Swell conference. Not only that, but Ripple has also launched an expansive new feature for banks and financial institutions ahead of the company's Swell conference. The new tech is called multi-hop and allows companies that use Ripple's blockchain to settle payments on behalf of other firms. Siam Commercial Bank is the first company to adopt the technology. And how is the market reacting to that? Buy the rumor, sell the news, I guess. So, this starts today, October 1st. So we have President Bill Clinton speaking as well with Gene Sperling, who was under the President Clinton and Obama as an advisor. We also have Brad Garlinghouse. Not really familiar with a lot of these people. Counting Crows, they'll be there. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a buy the rumor, sell the news thing. I mean, we all expected the price to pump during consensus, and that did the complete opposite. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll see. Keep your eyes on XRP. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk once again about our favorite topic of conversation, ICOs, that have almost broken even on funds sold versus funds raised. Now, this is according to research that recently came out from BitMEX. So, it says, rather than suffering because of the recent fall in the value of Ethereum at the macro level, the projects appear to have already sold almost as much Ethereum as they raised in US dollar terms. BitMEX and token analysts summarized, adding that of the Ethereum still held by the projects, even at the current approximately $230 price, projects are still on unrealized gains rather than losses. So data from DIAR concluded that 70% of the projects are now valued at less than what was raised during their ICO. Not surprised, a lot of people were raising in Ethereum even just recently when people were still buying into ICOs when Ether was $500, then it fell down to $250. So it says outside the top 100 cryptocurrencies being traded, there is a $5 billion shortfall against total amount raised during an ICO for the 562 tokens. With reliable information about their fundraising, Dire Research wrote. So it's interesting because you've also had Arthur over at BitMEX basically calling Ethereum a double-digit shitcoin, essentially saying it's going below $100, saying that these guys are just going to keep dumping it. We'll see. I mean, on the other hand, you have Tom Lee saying it's going to go to $1,900 by the end of 2019. So it's all speculation. It really just depends on what happens to the market. And let's be real, a lot of it depends on Bitcoin. It really does. We still, unfortunately, have that constant peg to the crypto. So we'll see what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up. Maybe some of these guys will hold. I don't know. Or they'll dump because it's going up. We'll have to see. But let's move on to some good news. Forget about dumping ICOs and ETH and all this stuff. We have the Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat, has said that cryptocurrencies are inevitable future of money and that blockchain can galvanize a more transparent and equitable society. The Prime Minister made his remarks in a speech addressed to the general debate of the 73rd session of the General Assembly in the UN. So the Prime Minister argued that distributed ledger technology, of which blockchain is one type, will transform the gamut of political, civic, and corporate systems. Their potential to solve decade-old problems was the impetus for Malta to launch itself as a blockchain island, he said, claiming that the island was the first jurisdiction worldwide to regulate the technology. So, He also proposed that DLT can ensure that no one is deprived of their legitimate property because of comprised data, that corporations become more accountable to their shareholders, and that states move from hoarding information on their citizens to regulating an environment where citizens trust the handling of their own data. So thank you very much, Joseph Muscat. If only more could see things the way that you do. Now, let's talk about this issue that Riga Reinvest Insurance was having. So they said they ran into a problem recently. They have an ERC721 token, which is a non-fungible token like CryptoKitties, okay? Just in case you don't know, that they were using at a crowdsurance project. Before token activation, it could be transferred to another user account. The new version of Metamask supported ERC20 token transfer, but did not recognize the difference between the two types of tokens. So they said, we've offered the decision of this problem to Metamask team. So you can see right down here, they actually have this in the GitHub. If you want to come over and check this out, transfer ERC721 token 5145. So long story short, why am I telling you this? Well, basically, I hope that Metamask will actually, take this into consideration, because we really need to start getting more of these non-fungible tokens. We need to start getting it in my Ether wallet, my crypto. We need to get it in MetaMask, okay? This is things that need to get implemented moving forward. We have to have easier and simpler ways to transfer these non-fungible tokens all around. So let's talk about another issue. So we were having a lot of malware. We were hearing about these people illegally mining Monero. Okay, so it says, earlier this week, the Monero community announced the launch of a new website that aims to educate users on cleaning up cryptojacking, malware, and ransomware. However, I highlighted down here, it is somewhat interesting as the NSA and Microsoft have already admitted the blame because they were the ones that, they had their stuff get leaked out. You would think that they would be the ones educating people, but that's not the case. So anyway, they've launched a new website. So this is what they had to say. They said attackers like Monero for two reasons. It's private, so they don't need to worry about companies and law enforcement tracing what they do with the Monero after they mine it. And Monero uses proof of work algorithm that is CPU and GPU friendly. Therefore, the infected machines are competitive. These two components are increasingly distinguishing factors for why attackers choose to mine Monero over other cryptocurrencies. So the new malware response website seeks to inform visitors on the ways to prevent and remove malware. As stated, it's expected that visitors will land on the site frustrated and seeking answers since most do not understand what is happening. In addition to discovering if Monero-based malware is running on your computer, the site includes remedies for three types of attacks that are used. You have browser-based mining scripts, system PC-based malware, and ransomware as well. So scripts to mine Monero in browser are occasionally deployed as opt-in services as a way for visitors to fund websites. If readers opted in, their browsers would mine XMR, which is Monero, the token, with their computer's resources while they browse the site. However, attackers can also inject mining scripts into vulnerable websites without the webmaster or visitors knowing, which is also known as cryptojacking. So this is a problem. This has been coming up in the news for quite some time. I mean, it's almost like once a week you report something going on with Monero, right? But they finally put up a website and they're combating and they're fighting it. So definitely look into that if you are a victim or if you're concerned of that moving forward. Now let's get into some super quick crypto coin news. No reason to hold you guys up on a Monday. We need you to stay productive. I need to be productive. We need to get it. All right. Anyway, so Binance is listing PAX, right? So what is PAX? Well, it's the third stablecoin to make it to the Binance cryptocurrency exchange. Speaking at a conference in Singapore a few days ago, CZ from Binance mentioned that stablecoins are critical to the company right now. The exchange reportedly has the largest USDT wallet and also an active TrueUSD wallet. The addition of PAX makes the exchange's motives clear. It wants to bring dollar peg coins into the system and create more trading opportunities as a prominent fiat crypto link. There are literally stablecoins popping up everywhere. We have Goldman Sachs coming out with their stablecoin with Circle. We have the Gemini dollar. We have Reserve, which we actually did a Token Tank episode just recently with. So there are so many stablecoins coming out. It's ridiculous. Let's talk about adoption. So we have PundiX, new point of sale terminal, allowing Nigerians to make purchases in crypto. So the terminal allows transactions via bank cards and mobile wallets. However, Nigeria's central bank cautions locals against buying and selling cryptos. Of course they do. Of course they do. We also have the PumaPay cryptocurrency wallet version 2.0 for Android. Beta version is here. All right. I got to admit, guys, when PumaPay first came out, you know, it was one of those, it was an ICO, and I didn't really take it that seriously, you know, I was just like, oh, it's another one of these like DApp payment platforms, but I have to say I'm actually quite impressed recently. In fact, for our newsletter that we have coming out, the blockchain brief, I'm sure you guys have heard about it, we're actually looking to integrate with PumaPay so that if you guys want to pay with crypto, you can have like reoccurring paying subscriptions and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, definitely don't judge a book by its cover. PumaPay, they're doing big things. Have a look at what these guys are up to. We also have some news from Tron. So it says Tron adds another feather in its cap with the world's first idle blockchain. So it's getting ready to take on the gaming industry, as BitGo has announced. So this is the game. It's called Magic Academy. So the idea of the company is to redefine the standard, the way players interact with their games. Moreover, now the players will be free to buy, sell, or trade game assets. So what is Magic Academy? It's the game that is apparently the world's first idle blockchain game based on Tron. TRC20 tokens are the currency of this world, as the game allows buying wizard and upgrading items. I think it's buying wizard. I'd assume you could buy more than one. One gets to upgrade the currency that is the production of Jade, which is the TRC20 token, and can be mined continuously. So there you go. Tron getting on board with blockchain gaming. Blockchain gaming is going to be huge. It's going to be huge, guys, I'm telling you. So StellarX, a Stellar-based zero-fee decentralized crypto exchange, has left its beta phase and was fully launched Friday. According to the latest press release, StellarX positions itself as a real fiat on-ramp, as it allows users to deposit US dollars directly from a US bank account. In addition, the exchange shows digital tokens for a number of fiat currencies such as Euro, Chinese Yuan, Hong Kong dollar, the British pound, and others. And in other news, just so much exchange news today. So we have Stellar. Now let's talk about DEXs. So we have the first Loopring DEX trading competition. So what are the rules? Well, it says participants use Loopring-enabled wallets to complete a LRC WETH or a Vite WETH. No requirements regarding the volume of the trade. One trade equals 1 point. Partially filled orders count, and if, for example, an order is partially filled in 3 trades, we count it as 3, not 1. That's pretty cool. So only normal DEX orders count. P2P orders do not count. Failed orders do not. And wrapping ETH and unwrapping WETH does not. So you're going to win Vite, which is a project that you guys know I'm pretty fond of. I like Vite a lot. I've spoken to them. Very quiet. They don't do crazy marketing, but so they do have this. So there you go. So the top 1 to 5 get 60,000, top 6 to 10, 30,000. If you're interested, I will drop this in the description below. And oh my goodness, we have more news from decentralized exchanges. It doesn't end today. So this is from weiDEX. It says, we are excited for the launch of the full exchange on the 1st of October at 3 p.m. GMT, which is today. Has not happened just yet, but by the time you watch this video, it might already be live. So to mark this great achievement and to support you, our community, we shall be offering $50 in WDX tokens to the first 100 traders that achieve over $5,000 in volume. So there you go. If you're interested, you just go to weiDEX Market. I'll actually refresh this live. Yeah, so it's not up. I mean, they do have the beta right here. But yeah, so definitely keep a lookout on that. So it's weidex.market. So there you guys go. Lots of exchange news today. One other thing I wanted to say before we go is we have the token swap for Icon has actually been pushed back. They said that they only received 83.9% of completed token swaps. This was a lot lower than they expected. So instead of just moving forward, they want to be fair. They've pushed the deadline back to October 25th. If you have it, you can no longer exchange it on exchanges. That is done. Binance is done. All of these others are done. You have to do it in the wallet itself. So go over to icon.foundation. Go up to wallet, download it right here. This is the IconX wallet. You create, load, whatever. Wherever your ERC ICXs are, send them to the wallet and they will be converted. And you have to do that before the 25th. Or you're basically just throwing money out the window is what you're doing. You're literally just throwing money out the window. So moving on to this little bit of a conspiracy type article. You have a report published by self-described nonprofit block producer supervisor EOS One detailing alleged collusion among Chinese EOS block producers has started to make the rounds in the West. The report hones in on an Excel spreadsheet said to be an accidental internal leak from Huobi, the global exchange power and currently third-ranked block producer. Now, cries for fairness and accusations of FUD have been met with told you so's in kind, but the precise truth remains elusive, at least for now. So We know that they use a DPoS consensus for EOS, delegated proof of stake. The problem is that they're saying that basically these guys are voting in each other to make sure that they stay on top, etc. like this, okay? You have guys like Vitalik and Vlad from Ethereum chiming in, basically saying this is why we don't really like these type of systems. This is what we expected would happen, and we're not really surprised. And a lot of people are just saying that this is how the game works. This is how we knew it would happen. So have a look at this article. I'm not going to go too into detail. I know talking about EOS is very sensitive to people, but this is what's in the article. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Is there a conspiracy? Is there a crypto cartel? Drop your links below. Moving on to one final thing before we go, I thought this was a really cool article. It says Cryptos and Movies, an Uncanny Comparison. And it talks about how people feel about comparing certain movies, you know, which one's better, Star Wars versus Star Trek. Well, you have extreme fans on either sides, and even though like both series have had crappy movies in the middle, people still stick up for it. And they're just kind of making the kind of connection between that. You know, even the best ones need marketing. For example, there's really great movies that come out that no one ever sees. There's really crappy movies that come out because they're overhyped and they're terrible, right? And then you're always searching for another one, and it's just a really cool article. So hype doesn't equal good content. Sometimes more hype is worse. Sometimes too many good ones come out at the same time and it hurts few more than others, right? Some are blockbusters, right? Sometimes too many good projects will come out at once, overshadowing others, or like CoinMarketCap says, 2004 cryptos are out. I mean, that's a little bit crazy. So have a look at that. That's pretty fun. If that's not enough to get you excited, this guy from Ohio says, thanks BTC on his license plate. So you're welcome. You're very welcome on behalf of BTC. That being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming back to the channel. The Blockchain Brief newsletter, if you guys haven't gotten signed up yet, definitely get signed up for it. That's our newsletter that's coming out this month. If you want to get updates, obviously drop below. And also, don't forget, we have 3 Trezor Model Ts that we'll be giving away, so that's something to get excited for as well. That being said, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. It's Monday. I freaking love you guys. Let's get going. Let's get our start on the week. That being said, thanks to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are amazing. Really means so much to me. I swear. Really does. Really does. That being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.